What's up everyone? Frank here from Kifaru. Today we're setting up an 8-man teepee and we're going to take you through the steps of setting up. So basically I have it laid out here of how you'll get it out of the box. It'll come in two sections. We have the main teepee section in its own stuff sack, and in a separate sack here we have a Cordura bag which holds the poles, the stakes, and it comes with seam grip for seam sealing. So basically you have 5 sections of pole which will make your center pole. You have quite a few MSR groundhog stakes that it comes with. There are approximately 28 here, and then several tubes of seam grip. We used to send out our teepees with 100% clear silicone, and then you would mix it yourself, but Gear Aid makes seam grip and it's already pre-mixed, so all you got to do is rub it over the seams and let it dry. So that'll come with it. And right where we're setting up, it's kind of swampy, a little soft ground. These are not included, but highly recommended. These are Msr Cyclone Steaks. They're a bit longer and beefier than your standard groundhog steak. And also we do offer our SST pins, which are for snow, sand, and tundra. So if you're in some really soft ground, those are a recommendation. All right, so step one of setting up the teepee, you want to lay it out where you're going to get it set up. And there are 4 pinnacle points that you want to set up first prior to staking out the other spots and also putting in the pole. So for these pinnacle points, as I mentioned before, we're setting up in a bit of a softer area. The ground's pretty soft and wet, and we're using Msr Cyclone Steaks. Again, we don't carry these, but they are recommended if you're in kind of softer ground, or if you're setting up in the tundra or snow or on the beach. We do offer the SST pins, which stand for snow, sand, and tundra. So starting off with the first point, you have your 2 zippered ends. I'm on one end, the other end's over there. You'll just start off by staking in the tab loops at the end of the zipper as your first step. All right, so second step, you're going to want to get the teepee pulled fairly tight, and Dave will get a close-up shot of this. Basically, you'll get in line with your other stake, and up the zipper, you'll have your first setback point. And this setback point is marked with a little piece of orange cord, and you can kind of see that there. So we have it pitched tight. We have the orange cord here. Kind of just hold it there with your finger. Flip the tarp or the teepee back up, and then you'll stake out that point, put your stake in there, pull back the teepee, get that in there, and this will be the spot where you stake in your tab loops for the opposite zipper. All right, so next step, you have your 2 zipper portions staked out. You'll find the orange cord on the midway point between both stakes, and you can see here that it also has another setback point, not nearly as far as the first one. So you'll do that same thing. You'll stretch it out pretty tight, mark that spot with your finger, flip it back up, and then drive your stake in. Once you get your stake in, get that tab loop where the orange cord is, get that around the stake, make sure it's nice and secure, and then you'll do that with your final spot as well. So again, pulling it nice and tight, marking that spot of the setback on the ground with your finger, driving the stake in, and putting your tab loop over the stake. So your 8-man pole is going to come with 2 male button poles, 2 female poles with the holes, and then your base pole, which is going to be the adjustable portion. All right guys, next step in the setup here is the pole. I have the pole set up here. There are 5 sections. Keep in mind that base section, which we just showed, has the several hole option for adjustment. It's very important that you follow the first couple of steps with the setback, because basically the reason for that setback is to take up the slack when you put the pole in the shelter. So I'll show you how to do that now. Basically I have one zipper side opened. I'm going to step in there, get the pole in there. Be very careful when you get the pole in here. The cone of the teepee has Cordura reinforcement, You want to make sure you get the end of the pole in there, otherwise you run the risk of tearing the teepee, especially in high winds, so be very careful with this portion. All right, so I have the pole set up. It's in the cone. Next thing you want to do is adjust the height of the pole, but before you do that, you want to close the zipper. So it's okay to get the pole in here with the zipper open, but we're going to want to zip this closed and then adjust the height. So basically what you're looking for is to get this nice and tight. All right. Nice and tight, so next step is add in all the stakes. All right guys, we have the teepee set up with the pole in the teepee nice and tight. We have our Pinnacle Points set. Last step here is to stake out all your additional points. There are about 4 extra points in between your pinnacle spots for stakes, and we're going to do that next. All right, so the 8-man teepee is now set up. As you can see, this is what it looks like when it's finished.